Hello everyone and welcome in. Today is Friday, July 21st, and I'll be doing our single card pull where we pull a Major Arcana card and a couple of Oracle cards for each of the sign groupings to see what message is coming in from God, Spirit, the Divine for you. And as a reminder, this is a message about what do you need to know today. So whether this is kind of a, prediction as to what you're going to be experiencing today, or maybe it's advice on how to handle what's going to be coming up for you for today. Take it however it resonates with your situation. So let's jump in and we'll start with our fire signs today. So that's going to be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So your card is the Strength card. And so that's kind of that inner strength and perseverance. Let's take a look at what your Lightworker card is. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. And a lot of times when there's that really deep healing that's going on, that does call for a lot of strength. I know it can be exhausting when you're going through all of these upgrades and ascension symptoms. And, sometimes it's just like, I just want a break. Can't I just go sit out on a beach for a couple of days out in the sun and just relax and feel happy? So that does take a lot of strength when you're working on that deep healing and transformation. So keep at it. The end result will be a positive one for you. All right, let's pull one of the Romance Oracle cards. It is safe for you to love. And this one came out for our fire signs a few days ago, I think it was. It says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Maybe some of the healing that you've been needing to do or the transformation is to really open yourself up to love somebody else and to receive that love. Sometimes we kind of self-sabotage by closing ourselves off because it's scary. What if I'm totally vulnerable and open myself up to this other person? And what if they don't feel the same way? What if I get hurt? And there's all these what ifs that are usually based in some sort of fear, some sort of wounding that you have either from earlier in this life, this incarnation, or maybe it's from a past life. But this card is saying when you pair it up with these, where you're working on that deep healing, that deep transformation, the result of that's going to be that you'll feel safe for you to love. And let's see what spirit animal card is coming through. Butterfly, rebirth. And this is a great one that goes with the strength and the transformation. So rebirth, you can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. So even through the tough parts of your journey, try to see that as lessons. And sometimes it does feel tough, but the whole idea of, that God doesn't give you more than you can handle. The divine has faith in you, that you can persevere, that you can push through this, even if it seems really tough. A lot of the lessons and challenges that you may be experiencing right now are ones that those are the lessons you decided before this incarnation. These are the things you decided that you wanted to come here to learn. And so just know that you do have the strength to do it. Sometimes if you're able to kind of pull yourself away from the situation and see it, instead of seeing it as, why is this happening to me? Saying, okay, well, what's the lesson to be learned here? And instead of focusing on what the problem is, try to focus on, well, what are some of the solutions here? So that was the message for our fire signs. Let's move on to our earth signs, which is our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and see what message is coming through for you. The sun. And this is that positive, radiant energy, kind of blessings coming through for you for the day, abundance, kind of all is well, optimism. So that's a really good message for you, especially for a Friday. Give you that kind of jolt of happy feelings for the weekend. All right, and your light worker card, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. That kind of goes along with what I was saying before on the fire sign, that you decided on the lessons you wanted to learn before this incarnation. And different people are in your life for different reasons to help you learn those lessons. And those other souls, signed on soul contracts before this incarnation, that they said, yes, I will help. And at some point, those different contracts get, fulfilled and closed out once you've learned whatever lesson. So this releasing of soul patterns, contracts, and past lives would be saying, it's okay once you've learned the lesson to, be done with it, close up that chapter, and move on to the next thing. Don't cling to past patterns just because they're comfortable. Part of the lesson in there is breaking those past patterns. And that will fill you with that optimism and that happiness. And just know that when you release those completed contracts, that then you can be on to something better and more fulfilling. And this card, very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And this is kind of that whole thought behind, manifesting or praying, or however you want to call it, is being very intentional and very clear about what it is that you're wanting. And one of the things that I've heard too with manifesting, or when you're praying, is if you're praying for something very specific, also at the end of that adding or better. So if you were saying that, say it was this new job that you're interviewing for that you want, you may think that you want it, and you may think that that's the best thing for you. So if you were praying or trying to manifest that job, asking the universe for that or something better, because maybe the universe has something better that you didn't even know existed. You didn't even know that was a possibility. So putting your faith in God, the divine, in spirit, that they will, provide for you. They will put good things in your path. So that's why it's also important to put that in there, that this is what you're asking for or better. And this card is saying very soon. So whether that's with this coming out of the romance deck would suggest that it's for a romantic partnership, romantic relationship. But if that's something that isn't resonating with you, maybe it's something that you're just passionate about. And your spirit animal, unicorn, infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. And that goes along, with the light part and the sun card. Really, really listen to your spirit guides. What are you being called to do? Release all the stuff that's not serving you, all of the, finishing up those karmic contracts or those soul contracts, and very clearly deciding on what is it that I want. And I think I had mentioned this in one of the other readings recently, but it was a line out of Alice in Wonderland where she's talking to the Cheshire Cat, and she comes to a fork in the road and she asks what direction she should go. And he says, well, where are you trying to get to? And she said, well, it really doesn't matter. I think at least in the cartoon version, it was like, it really doesn't matter. And so then the Cheshire Cat says, well, then it really doesn't matter what path you take. So if you want a certain future, if you want a certain path, you have to be clear about what that looks like so that you can make choices that align with that. All right, and then on to our water signs, our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What is in store for you? The Lovers card. So that's going to be about that happiness, that partnership. Generally that's considered a card about romantic partnerships, but if that doesn't resonate with you, it could be I guess, a business partnership, or a major decision. It's also got the divine feminine, divine masculine, whether that's two separate bodies, like if you're talking about like a twin flame scenario, or just encompassing both of those within you. Kind of the union of those two forces within you. Let's see what your light card is. Inner Temple. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. And that goes along well with the Lover's card. You know, to be able to find that happy, kind of sacred balance there, you do have to be able to tune into your own heart. Don't let the outside noises of the 3D world derail you. So let's look at your card. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And that's something, you know, even when you look at the card, it looks like there's, you know, one of the figures, the female, is crying, and it looks like she's asking for forgiveness from the male. The funny thing, though, is it looks like he's kind of aloof and indifferent, but you can see their souls in the background, pushing for that harmony, so that you can experience more love in the present moment. You know, working past that, whatever hurt or healing needs to be done. All right, and let's see what your spirit animal card is. Bison. Abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. So that is that spirit animal message coming in for you. So overall, with this, it looks like if you're in that place where maybe there was a misunderstanding or there was a hurt on one party, you know, work on forgiving and learning from that mistake and moving past it, and really listening to your heart and understanding that, you know, 3D actions are not soul reflections. Those are 3D experiences. And, you know, listen to your heart and tune in, and you can tap into that energy of the lovers. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. As always, wait, we still have one more to go. Sorry, that was the water signs. We do still have our air signs to go. So that is for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And let's see what message is in store for you. The Emperor. So that's that divine masculine energy. That's that kind of strong leader type of energy that's coming in. Kind of that driven, focused type of energy, which is good for let's get some things done. So especially with it being Friday, kind of end the week strong or get into the weekend. And let's see what your light worker card is. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And maybe that's something you've been thinking about for a little while. What is it calling you to do? But maybe you've been too much in your cards there. Too much in your heart and not enough in your head. So since the Emperor energy is kind of that driven leadership type of energy, allow that to come in to help push you along the path that your soul is calling you to. So when it's saying answer the call, that's, you know, okay, let's start going in that direction. And your romance card. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So that's a card that, you know, it can mean different things based on where you are in terms of a romantic partnership. If you're just meeting somebody new, then this is kind of saying, yeah, you know, maybe you should take that step forward and see what things would look like there. If you're in an established relationship, you know, maybe you're having kind of some new types of feelings coming up, regardless of what those are. or maybe it's something totally unrelated to your relationship that you need to kind of work through. But with it saying romantic feelings, something is stirring something inside of you. And like I said, if it doesn't resonate from a romantic relationship perspective, think of it in terms of your passions. What passions are being stirred within you? And that goes along with that answer to the call. What is your soul calling you to do? What sort of feelings are being stirred within you? And let's take a look at your spirit animal card. The grizzly bear, power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. And that's really that kind of emperor energy of, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be determined. I'm going to, push through on this. So especially as you're looking at your path and what is your calling? Sometimes it's easy if there's people chiming in like, are you sure you really want to do that? Do you think that's the best choice? Sometimes it's easy to get swayed unless you're really firm in your belief that, no, this is what I want to do. This is the path I'm going down. And if that's really what you're truly feeling, be bold. Take that step, especially with the recent shift of North Node in Aries. And that's that, stand in your power, stand in your truth, and give it a try. So I hope today's reading has been helpful for you and given you something to think about as you head into your Friday. So as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. And I wish you joy and peace along your journey, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.